Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Maincast presentation of the GG.Bet Birmingham Invitational. I'm Kyle. Still Kyle, not past tense. Joined here by my friend Admir. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, that's right.
Cool. Well, we've got another series coming up for you guys. It's the Group B winners match, Gambit Esports, Team Empire.
And what a CIS clash is it, man? Like Gambit and Empire. This is basically the fight for that first CIS slot after VP. That is. Like,
Is it? Who won the second spot? I didn't think it was Gambit. this major.
In the minor, Gambit was second against VG Gaming.
Yeah, no. But this one, like for this major, not the last one.
For this major, who was it?
No. I know.
Quick.
I'm quizzing. This is the test.
Quick Google.
No, what do you?
Of course we know that. However, Gambit snatching that Keeper of the Light instantly, together with the Brewmaster, that's a ton of team fight coming from them already. And Team Empire responding with something that they've played before, something that's, well, that's something that's been around forever. We have the Oracle and the Death Prophet. These heroes aren't really easy to deal with when they're paired like this. Instantly also Oracle denies them the chance of picking either the Bat or the Darkseer. I mean, Brew is still in the pool, so they probably won't even think about that. But still, Oracle, Death Prophet, good combination, solid. Empire played it multiple times before. They love their Death Prophet.
Empire, by the way, is the team attending the major. It's interesting how competitive CIS has been.
It is Empire.
Especially even this event, right? You've got like 4 or 5 pretty damn solid CIS teams. Then a couple of EU teams thrown in for the one spot.
How could I forget about Empire? That guy was memeing the whole time on Twitter about them winning the qualifier for the major, and you thought you were gonna have
mistake.
Yeah, Disneyland without.
You just can't. You don't get excited about the qualifier. That's a rookie move. You got to be hyped for the LAN. If you're all excited just to make it there and you don't have expectations, you like kind of take your foot off the gas and then you go play against those top teams and get rolled.
It's fine. Like Team Empire, they were like the Twitter guy was tweeting today, and he said what? Like, listen, guys. Obviously, he was talking to all the other teams attending this event, and he said like, second place of this event is $5,000. Last place of ESL Birmingham is $3,000. And he's like, you should let us win. It's more money for you, easy cash.
That is quality social media.
That's quality social media, but at the same time, he's saying that he's gonna end up last.
Yeah, and honestly, just because I know I just said it to you, but I think it's just so badass. There's this NBA team that's completely irrelevant right now. Like they're not making the playoffs.
All right.
They're the Minnesota Timberwolves, and for the next week and a half, they're playing as the Minnesota Direwolves. And their slogan is already "We are the North." I think that is badass.
It's badass. What are you saying? Should Empire maybe do something similar for Disney?
Yeah,
like
definitely. Disney owns Star Wars. How hard is that?
Go as stormtroopers or something.
That would be baller actually. If they had like this custom, if they did like our new logo or a backup logo.
Yeah, just the
like
logo
the Empire
at least.
logo, or the Imperial logo.
I'm not certain how Disney would react to that though. Like when it comes to I mean. Disney, I can talk about it. I haven't been invited.
I was just reading.
Really
Disney owns like 40% of the U.S. media market. It's like as far as like movies and shows and stuff.
That sounds kind of scary actually. Having
Why?
that much control over the media, that much influence. It's.
I don't think so. What could possibly go wrong?
What could ever go wrong?
What if we just had, I feel like we have too many channels. Like, what if we just had one channel?
Yeah,
you know?
should.
And it was always the best thing on.
But, like, I've seen some documentaries about the unions that hold all of your channels and basically how they feed the information to different channels, and they have the same storyline that they have to repeat.
Everyone's seen the same video on
right?
Reddit, yes.
No, it's
number one all time, yeah, we know.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was on Reddit. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, though. A few years back, like 2
Yeah, it gets
years.
reposted like every 6 months, though.
Reddit,
dude,
everything
that is
gets
the weirdest
reposted.
thing, though, especially in esports. I don't know if you noticed this, but like something will go a little viral, right? And you kind of want to talk about it to your friends, but they all already know. Everybody's seen it already. Be like, hey, did you hear about like the fish that split in half, and now it's 2 fishes. But like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw
Shit happened last Thursday. Like, what are you talking about? Get out of here. Anyway.
Well, Raid King happened yesterday for Gambit, and it's happening today again. And this hero worked pretty well for Gambit. We'll see if it's going to be the same carry Dahak Raid King this time around.
Oh, I just learned a cool word today, buhat.
Buhat, yeah. Davai buhat.
Yeah, Dahak buhat. That's good. It's a good word. For the viewers at home, I believe it just means...
Let's go get shit-faced.
No, that's... There's kids watching this.
Let's go get drunk.
Let's go get some juice. And
that's not what
some
buhat means.
Crackers.
Sorry,
that's what it means.
Nah, you can't do this to Slavic words. Like, you can do it to some other languages, but Slavic words, they have very strict meanings, you know? We don't mess around over here. If you say buhat,
that is true.
That means vodka. It doesn't mean juice.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
I'm trying to keep it family friendly. Please don't fire me. Fire this guy.
Sure, fire me. I'm done. Tiny, however, he's not done. This position 4 has been on a roll throughout the tournament, throughout the last few tournaments, actually. And like, he jumps in, tosses you, breaks your face, like this Oracle. He wants to save the Dead Prophet. He can't save the Dead Prophet if he's dead. So that's a nice, like, hero to have against the Oracle. However, they've prepared with the Tusk as well. Like, if you go for the Oracle, if you blow him up, you still have some save with Tusk to save that Dead Prophet if she gets initiated on. And the Morphling.
It's really good. I love when you have double save mechanics, and in addition, Morph is such a great hero in this game. You have no real control for him on the side of Gambit, and he takes over the Wraith King. You get the lifesteal aura on yourself, I believe. You get the crit.
You get everything.
That's kind of insane. Wait, Morph doesn't get the crit, does he? When he's Morph form, he does, I assume, but...
When he's Wraith King, he does. When he's not...
Morphling, he's not, yeah.
Nah. You should know this, but I don't think so. It would be so stupid.
He doesn't get the crit.
He doesn't get it. He should get it. There's no way. Man, nice test. Even before he Googles it. Hello, Reddit. Can you help me out? Like, I should be an analyst here. Okay. In any case, they have this Morphling and Dead Prophet combination. Dead Prophet can create a lot of space for him early on. They just need something else, something that's going to be up front. Something that's going to be played by their offlaner, Madden. He's played some Sand King. It's not too bad in this game, but is Doom in the pool? It has been banned out, sadly, by them.
I'm trying to think of which direction. I mean, you just grab some kind of stuff. I think LC is not bad. Cleanse is just so good. Might as well add another one to your stack.
Not too bad whatsoever. Let's see. They go with Sand. Okay. I mean, it's.
To be fair, Modern did have an incredible performance.
Yeah, those triple stones.
Yeah, he saved the game for them yesterday, or they would not be playing in this series.
Yeah, he played out of his mind. Gambit Esports, however, they finished. Sniper has been banned out already. I was wondering if that little guy might come through, but Team Empire, they did their homework and they banned out the Sniper when playing that Prophet.
Dude, is AA just too dead to pick?
No, I don't think he is. I've seen on the Major it was played mid even, and I believe they won that game.
I feel like it would be good in this kind of game. You're going to trade against the DP, and you absolutely dominate both cores of Empire. And you remove... I mean, Oracle kind of plays well against AA in a sense, because you can save someone through the ultimate because their health stays static, but either way, it's just effective, right? And right now, you look at Morph, he's certainly the win condition.
Storm.
Okay.
Versus, well...
It's a tough Storm game.
Yeah, I'm not super sold on the Storm here, considering there's AoE silence from Kodos, and he shouldn't really struggle way too much versus him on the lane. And later on, you have some stuns. You have the purges as well that are going to keep him in spots. So they have the catch necessary for it.
Yeah, it's not just that. It's like I've talked with Blitz about this a lot, obviously, an expert on Storm and not much else. Why is that funny?
You just kill him there in like one sentence for no reason. Poor guy's like, Kyle remembers me.
You know you're friends with somebody if you can insult them. That's how I think about it. Anyway, he says, and I trust him on this, that it's equally frustrating. It's not about necessarily playing against disables that frustrates a Storm, but actually sustain and cleanse. Because you can't actually kill targets anymore. So you want to be jumping the Oracle in this game, but then you're Yulzed. You're silenced by DP. The Tusk has snowballed him or stunned you, and all of a sudden you can't find kills. And I feel like you're going to hit a point. sure, if you get that 4th, that 5th item, you're going to be god of the game. You hit level 25. But Storm has to play for like the mega super late game to actually be the win condition for his squad. And I feel like the Morph lineup could just hit a timing, level 12 plus DP. Morph gets an Aegis, he's got a Scotty, they just go high ground. How do you stop them?
It's the ease of execution.
Yeah.
Again, right? Like on one side, we have this Dead Prophet, 4 protect 1 pretty much. Plays 4 until Morphling gets his levels, gets his items, and then he joins in and you finish the game. Like you have everything you need. You have the push, you have the team fight. On the other hand, you have to be outplaying them. As Gambit, you have to outplay Empire. That's how I feel. They've kind of drafted this way because, I mean, they drafted Sniper yesterday and they played it really well. So maybe they have practiced this Storm pick. Maybe they have it in their...
I'm sure Storm has gotten so many buffs recently. He's also one of the most fun heroes to play. So I'm sure pretty much every mid hero in CIS, everybody just plays so much Dota in the region that there's no way that our man is not capable of mastering the hero. You know, it looks like a bit of a longer break than you expected. I wonder why.
Maybe
what
a bathroom pause.
Possibly.
I wonder if that could be the case. We haven't had those today, at least, though, so far.
What if I just started doing that? just
post
draft. Like,
it's fine.
Yeah, like sorry guys, I'll be back. You take over this.
I mean, I just take over for a bit, a minute or two, and no one would notice. It's fine.
At least our chairs are comfortable though.
These chairs are great. Chat, if you only knew how this chair is comfortable. Much better than my 20 euro chair at home. Oh, tips.
You have a chair at your house?
Come on, dude. Like, come on, bro.
Got a bunch of cardboard boxes together.
Nah, it's not cardboard boxes. I just pull out the chair out of some scrapyard car. Easy. Easy work.
I'm curious to see how
Cheats on. There we go.
Oh no.
There we go. That's the drama that I was telling you about. You know what's good? What I really like about learning Russian and being able to speak it somewhat is the fact that I get these fresh memes a bit earlier than the West, because I follow a lot of these Twitter personalities right from CIS, and I see them fighting, and then I wait a couple of days and it spills over into Reddit. You know, Kodos has been like they've been flaming him for a week or so before the red thread came.
How come? Why Kodo specifically? Just because he was
basically PGG. You've seen BGG.
Oh yeah, because
he
the
likes to
blocking
drink
thing.
a bit, and and the blocking thing. And Kodos was really good. Kodos is really good. Like he's like 17 or something. He's, if I'm correct, don't take my word. Google it, chat. But I've heard that he's really young and he plays out of his mind. And his block was pitch perfect. Like it was awesome. And PGG saw some black lines next to the cursor on the replay, which was a bug of the replay, not a cheat, and he assumed that he was cheating, and that's it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like, let's see, I want to see his block, actually. We're watching
before he misses his block completely.
Yeah.
We're going to see storms. There we go. He was playing that Prophet also.
That waddle.
He was playing that Prophet on that.
Hips don't lie.
Game.
Oof. Check those. The first map, we have a near dead heat as far as probabilities go. Gambit versus Empire. Not to be... I'm not surprised, really. No one can really predict CIS Dota, and you've got, Gambit, Empire, both perennially like top 3 in the region. Just obviously VP is this massive gatekeeper. There only ever really is one qualifier spot for these squads.
Empire hasn't been this good in since ever. Like they've had some success long time ago, but recently, Madden, he has Sandstorm, but.
I don't know if that.
There's a toss back, yeah. Like he just wasted his all. Madden is one of the players that just got back into Empire. He was playing their support first. He was a position 5, I believe, and then he went to the position 4. Also, Empire had two different teams. They had like the youngster team, and most of the players that are currently playing for Empire are from that youngster team. So they kind of kicked the seniors and the more respected players back then, at least.
I feel like there's a few regions that could benefit from that sort of purge, and it's surprising. China's had a very strong, like, amateur Tier 2 farm system for quite some time.
But they're not transitioning that well, right? But recently
well, no,
they have been doing
yeah, exactly. The new players come in and you're like, holy crap, these guys are great.
Yeah.
And I feel like CIS, you know, maybe we're at that point where as the old guard exits and these new talents can come onto the scene. You know, if you think about all this truly great revolutionary players that have come onto the scene recently, the latest three were, you know, there's Sumail, there's Miracle, notably Ramses. When he started dominating, he was only 16. Ana was, what, 18? Like, you know, get these youthful guys in here and see what they can do.
It's funny just how much Ramses does for that VP lineup, considering his age and that he's a carry. He also helps out with drafts. Like, it's basically him and the coach that draft. It's not solo. He gives some input, but not a lot. Coming back to this team, to Gambit, we also have like a super old star in FNG. Has captained so many different teams, and he's the one that made Gambit, like, he basically joined this team, I believe, in January. He left Team Spirit, joined Gambit, and they instantly clocked. They started improving and playing better. He just makes the team tick a little bit faster.
Surprising, mid lane, check this out. Afo Ninja actually 8 CS ahead of the Death Prophet. Is that how this matchup is supposed to go? I imagine so, just after all these Storm buffs. You can see just the 1 point in Q.
I don't
you
think
spam out. Yeah, is Kodos dead here? He's got a fresh bottle on Storm. You got to be careful, though. No, he's going to be fine.
I don't think you should suffer this hard. Like, you shouldn't be doubled in CS as Dead Prophet versus Storm, even after the recent buffs. So it is interesting to see. There is a rotation coming, though, but good immersion.
This is cool. He scanned out because he knows Tusk is missing and just TP's into the trees. So they're just going to bait this Storm. That is really cool. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. Will they get the toss
but they
back?
can't really. Yeah, he's way too tanky. That's the problem. Even with the boots, you can toss him back into the Storm, but that doesn't really accomplish much.
He does get level 2 out of the mid lane, though. Tiny's very happy with that.
These offlaners are suffering so much. Like, Afterlife on his Panda, level 3. Same goes for Sand King 7 CS. Like, they're just trying to creep skip, but they're having problems with that.
It's like, we might have a problem here. Immersion in some trouble. The Snowball's going to juke the blast. Well played. They're going to continue to try and chase. It's a 0 armor hero, but because of those boots, I do not believe they will be able to catch, and that is the case. But Immersion does make sure that he grabs the rune. Alas, it's only an illusion. Storm going back to base, picks up the raindrop. Yep, we see this quite typically. You go like the double null raindrop bottle, and in the event you start getting pressured out of lane, you just start jungling, especially around that bounty rune shrine spawnage.
It's so much easier for every hero with magic burst to farm the jungle now too, with the recent changes. Transitioning from one creep camp to the other became so much easier and better, more efficient at least. Madden is not having a good time here.
No.
Boots, like...
Well, to be fair, neither is the Brew. Both offlaners seriously suffering.
However, like if you would compare Sand King to Brew, who does more with just the level 6?
It's true.
Right? Like the Panda is definitely gonna have a better time.
Lane, Bounty Rune fights. Tusk is going to pick up the 1, chasing after FNG, but he's got a lot of move speed, indeed.
He's so fast.
They're going to snowball right as comes the Sand King. They're going to try and pop the shrine. They do. Here's the Storm as well. Afo Ninja looking to chase Immersion as well. He's going to land the stun. Madden in a little bit of trouble, but they have a sentry. He's going to go down for sure. The Sandstorm is ineffective. Well played. I do believe that was FNG. And look at that, a bonus ward as well. Gosh, that's frustrating.
900 gold banked for Immersion. He's going to buy probably a bottle or arcane boots right now. Such a good thing to have, like these couple of starting kills as the Tiny. You have to, actually, you have to make these rotations work for you. Like Tusk, it doesn't really matter for you. It's good to have a couple of bracers or an urn or whatnot, but as a Tiny, it's adamant that you have these first couple of rotations go well for you. If you don't, you're gonna have that dagger so delayed, you're gonna have to take over a lane to recover, and that's never good.
However, Ninja, he's just not quite 6. He's so close, but unfortunately, I do believe it's gonna lead to his demise here. They're going for the Tusk, seeing what they can do. He's not gonna be able to get the snowball off in time due to the root from that Storm.
Okay. With the blinding light, he has to fall back. But this tower is going to take so much damage. And this is such a good rotation that I believe Gambit should have seen coming.
Yeah, and another example of a scenario where you just wish you would see a little more discipline from the mid player. Because if Afo Ninja just goes to the jungle, right, he knows DP is level 6, everyone's off map, it's catapult wave. That is the kill window.
That's the goal for them. I wanted to... All right, we're just going to say goodbye to Afterlife, and on that point, I wanted to say that Tiny, the one that bought Arcane Boots and that I said isn't really, shouldn't really be taking a lane, should be making kills.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in that scenario, if he's mid and
exactly.
Storm
Tank
is
the
farming,
gank.
yeah, tank the gank, that would be so good for them.
Yeah, that's something you'll see often, like Secret specifically do. Mid one, he'll get his, like, sometimes he'll leave the lane at level 4, right? If he can't lane. Yeah, and then Yapzor's there to collect the creeps
I think
free.
it's more like Yapzor just coming in and saying, guys, I need some farms. My palms are itching. I need some gold.
You should ask at a point. It's really funny. You talk to Sunby about how Yapzor feels about buying wards. And leaving creeps.
I know. I know.
He always last hits the kills, too. He's like, guys, I need arcanes. I need my blink.
And like he was playing Enigma in one game, and Zai is playing Bounty Hunter offlane, and after the game they won it. Zai comes in and he sits on the couch. We interview him, and he says something. I ask him, why didn't he give you a ring? You know, it's what every Enigma does. He's like, he's Yapzor, man. Like, you see, like, do you expect Yapzor to give me a ring?
Yeah, he bought a Blightstone, I'm pretty sure.
He bought the Blightstone to farm faster, man. Come on.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, it definitely is working for them.
All right, so this game, concern for the Radiant sides, maybe that their Storm's a bit behind, but Alpha Ninja should have an easy time recovering. Dream Darling on this Morphling having absolute free farm, double Wraith, Mask, soon to be a Treads, and Kodos has found Immersion. There's going to be a King R Orb as well on top, and that's a DD, and that is a dead Tiny.
Yep.
Ult up in 5 seconds as well. Glyph on cooldown. Can't expect Empire to be able to take this tower. Probably won't even need the DP ultimate, but they're going to pop it just for safekeeping.
Yeah, pops it to, yeah, just to make this tower fall faster, and then he can rotate somewhere else. But yeah, he port stop. But perhaps he could have done the same thing, accomplished the same thing with just double damage and right clicks, and then he would have a longer ulti here.
This way, at least now he's here for the creep wave, though. Yeah. So if he had waited, it takes a bit longer. Maybe there's no creeps here. This is a bit riskier of a move, but now he's going to force the Glyph. Morph's going to back lane, and I love this positioning from Empire. They have a ward behind them. They're standing on the shrine, on the high ground. So even if Gambit try to defend this tower, they should be able to escape scot-free in the event that they are outnumbered.
At the same time, they are scouted out by Radiant, by Gambit. They had a preventive ward of their own setup there on the high ground, so they aren't going to fall to that trap. At the same time, I love the way Empire is moving. They're the ones setting the tempo of this game completely. They're realizing how Gambit like to play around this Wraith King and how they played yesterday, and that was very, very greedy. So I'm wondering if Wraith King is going to do the same build like yesterday. For the guys that haven't watched, he went Power Treads into Radiance. Now he's going Phase Boots into Radiance, which doesn't really change a whole lot. It's still that Wraith King that's not online until he gets the Radiance, and that's far, far away.
And it's the concern is just the lack of objective pressure. We talk about this and we see it in so many games when one squad has the ability to take these tier 1s and the other just can't. And that's the scenario we have here for Gambit. They're going to be a little bit of a skirmish with the runes, but Madden will be able to grab the one. The dust popped as well. However, a nice snowball to the heart camp should be able to save Sayu.
They didn't want to go on Dahak, actually. He did not have the ulti skilled just yet, at least there. Immersion,
he does have the point saved. And Immersion's going to get stunned, blasted, and yeah, one more King R E-attack will secure that kill. Only 176 gold, though, as Immersion is quite poor at the present moment. And you can see already we have Morphling just rotating through the jungle. Yep, I was about to say he should look to TP bottom, start pressuring there. When Morph is this farmed, especially against the lack of true catch and disable on the side of Gambit, at least for the time being, you just play the off lane, take the tower, farm enemy jungle.
And the Afterlife is also 6, so you don't really want to be on the same lane as this Panda any longer. Even though it's hard for them to catch this Morphling and kill him, you're still playing versus a Panda with the split, so any teamfight that does happen, your teammates are going to fall for sure. And there's a difference, though. Old Akulich or Afterlife, he's going for Vlads. At the same time, Sand King is rushing Blink Dagger. I wonder, like, who's going to have more use of his items? This utility build or this just initiation that's going to come from the Sand King?
I think it just really depends on Empire plays. I like the decision to go Blink in a game like this just because they're very limited on catch, but they have tons of save. So they just want that playmaker that their other cores can move around. And whenever you have this kind of advantage and your waves are going to be pushed, you want the ability to kill the enemy. Like, you have to be able to apply pressure around your map control.
I can't agree more. Like, especially when you're pushing like this, you're pushing, and let's say someone tries to defend, like Kotal. If you have that Blink Dagger on Sand King, you can catch him, you can wrap around the tower, which is always very important for these pushing lineups. To have someone that can dive, that can stop them from just killing your wave, at least.
Yeah, and to the same token, Gambit, they know that Empire is going to be running at them. They know they're going to be forced to take some team fights once in a while. That Vlad is going to be super effective if they have to try and defend a high ground or some such. They have Bruce Split here. This is a very aggressive TP. A toss back as well onto the Tusk. I expect Afterlight will try and get the split off, but he's going to be stunned. The silence as well, the snowball. The Brew is so low and he's just dead. You got to be a little more careful there. They have way too much disable on the side of Empire to hold split for quite so long, my friend.
This AoE silence from that Prophet is so strong for them as well. Like versus the Storm, versus the Brew.
Not just that, the DP is so good against Panda because not only do you have the ability to kill him pre-split, but post-split, if you just silence on top, the Storm Panda's out of commission for 6 seconds. Not to mention you can drain both the Fire and the Storm. You do tons of heavy damage to them. Brew needs his Fire Panda right on top of the target. If you're doing that to a DP, his Ghost is doing maximum DPS. Nice little bottle refill.
Yeah, not really. They didn't work this time, sadly. Maybe next time.
Caster Curse, my bad. Kaya complete. Don't know how I like that. It's more of the farming scaling build. I've had a couple of players tell me that you just can't go Kaya on Storm anymore because it's too slow and you've got to rush the Orchid.
I've seen people rush Orchid very often recently. If Storm is played, usually I see the Orchid rush, especially when you're playing versus Morphling, let's say, or Oracle specifically. You have to jump on that Oracle as Storm in this game.
The problem is by the time he finishes it, he's just now starting to build towards it. You're going to have Scotty for sure on the Morph, possibly a Manta. The DP will have a Yules. And Oracle, if he finishes a Glimmer Cape, all of a sudden, it was already difficult for you to find kills. Now you can't even pick somebody off if they're alone.
They need... you see this? This is something that I dislike too. The way Tiny has itemized Arcanes into Bracer. It just slows you so down. I can understand they're being pressured, but still. They're basically trying to survive through the fight and then turn. But
we got a Blink Dagger on Sand King.
If he sees Afo there...
He's going to ult in. Do
instead.
they know where there's more? Oh, they do. They know Storm's in the trees. And there's a snowball on top. The big silence from DP. Storm might be able to know the punch. Oh, no. Disaster for Gambit as they just get ran down. The split is out, however, and Kodos is in some trouble. He's got a Yules and a full wand. The Oracle ulti comes out. What a combination. The health pot as well on top of the DP. Still ticking. He should come back as full HP.
I love it that every single Oracle right now is carrying salves. Like, it's just so effective. And at the same time, Immersion is just gone. That Bracer isn't going to help you, friend. You still have very low armor.
You know, we talk about items. Like the Brew with brown boots. I'm all about the Vlads, but Afterlife had to buy, I think, a bit more build-up. Even just phase boots, a Bracer, something that allows them to stay on map. But it is very demoralizing as a player and a spectator to watch somebody just blast away at creeps with brown boots and no real farming mechanism. Oracle, he's going to get hopped on by Afo Ninja, and that is going to be a kill. Not much into Oracle can do all by himself.
That's a good kill for him. A nice pick off. I think he needs to get that Oracle every single time, or they just cyclone him like they did in the last fight. So they have ways of taking these team fights. They have ways of eliminating these saves that Empire have got. But
yeah, to your point about the Tiny, it just feels like a lot of dead gold. Like Bracer, a Wand, and Arcanes. You really only need... If you have Bracer, Wand, you really don't have mana issues, especially considering he has a Coddle on his team. It could pay off if the game goes late enough, but I don't know if Empire is looking to give them that much breathing room.
No, I think this Storm needs an additional hero that's going to jump in with him. And right now he has no one like that. He has no partner in crime, and that's very difficult for him because he can't be the only one that jumps on that Oracle, and he can't expect that he's going to solo kill him before something connects, like a snowball or a Sand King stun or whatever, you know. So it would be much easier for him to play if he had Immersion jumping in first, creating some chaos in the fight, and then Storm has info, right? He knows which target he can go on. That would be much easier. You
still got to keep your foot on the gas a bit if you're Empire, though, because you are playing against a Wraith King rushing Radiance. Storm inevitably does start to feed on that Oracle and Brewmaster as well. If he can get a split off mid-fight, toss up the DP or the Morph and run straight for the supports, the team fight for Gambit is nuts. We didn't even mention the first pick Coddle.
So do you actually think that Gambit is stronger later on, or would you still favor Empire?
I think at a certain point it turns, especially Storm 25. Like, mid to early late game, Empire's going to have an advantage. But when we get into like that 4th, 5th item for your Storm, for your Wraith King, they become nigh unkillable and super strong.
Oh, Madden. That was a little bit of a mistake there.
Yeah, and that's going to lose them the opportunity to find a kill on the Tiny.
And also they made a huge rotation there. 2 heroes rotated. They can't really do anything with it. No push, no kill on Tiny.
Look at the scan as well from Dream Darling. He knows the Storm's in the vicinity.
Is Dream actually going to rush that Skadi? He's not going to go for Manta.
I think it's the right choice here. He did get the Yasha first just to increase his farming speed.
It's what we see very often, but in this game I was thinking...
Oh, yep, they're going on immersion again. This time, they do land the stun. They're going to continue. Coddle ult comes out. Will he get able to get the steal? Yes, he does. The brew split now, though, they're just going to chase forwards. Oracle's going to go down for sure, but this is a lot of spells expended. Not going to be able... Nah, he's just popping. He's just trying to delay. King R doing a power walk. Will he get the sentry? Almost, but not quite.
He could have, but yeah, all right. He would have saved that ward a little bit longer. Like, it would have been better for him if he got that sentry, but yeah, it happens.
Yeah, but a 300 gold swing might not be enough for all the spells that Gambit expended there.
And the ult. This is the thing, though. You see this Tusk. He has 2 bracers, a raindrop, sticks, and that's it. But, like, that's all he needs. He doesn't really, like, it's great when he gets Turn, when he gets Blink. Don't get me wrong. But Tiny, he needs that Blink to work. Right now, they don't have it.
Especially this game where, you know, the brew isn't going in either, so they don't really have that jump potential until that item's complete.
After, lads.
And they don't have brew split here, but brew is walking into the pin nevertheless. This is not the target you want to go for if you're Empire. Well played by Afterlife here. He just wants to distract. He doesn't care if he dies. He's got no real spell. Dahak walking in with the Radiance. He's got ult active as well. Roche will go down, however. Now Morphling with the Age is going to go forward. Dream Darling takes over the Tiny. Might look for the toss back, and he does. He gets it. Throws right back on top of the Sand King. Now Dahak's in a lot of trouble. He gets Yulzed up into the air. Oracle with the Q going to land as he goes down. Oh, the Reincarnate, but will it even matter? He just spawned in the middle of 5 heroes, and that's a dead Wraith King. And now what? There's a brew.
Brew just walks in, says hi, take me with you. Wraith King, please, I don't want to be on this world without you. They love each other. It's all right. Storm also just zipping over them, saying, hello, boys. How you feeling?
That is
the fight.
That is the problem with Storm since 2012. Early game, you just don't have that ability to take team fights. You are trying to play your own game until you've got that 2nd or 3rd item up. And it also goes back to the lack of the Orchid. It's nice to have the Kaya when you're ahead and you have some sort of map control, but Empire seems to be gearing up for an endgame push in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
I mean, they're getting all the items that are necessary for that endgame push, and I can't really blame them for posing themselves so aggressively across the map. Also, that whole Roche fight, Roche engagement, like, Gambit was thinking about it, delaying it a little bit. Afterlife did do the right move there, you know, like he's poking, prodding, just buying time. But he doesn't have that ulti in the end. And in the end, you don't have a Storm that wants to join that fight. So they instantly just fall apart as the Aegis falls into the hands of Morphling.
This is a cool play. They just shrine up just before the 20-minute mark. They're going to try and ensure that they get this 1 bounty, as in the meantime, the Morphling bottom will secure the 2. Once again, Empire claimed 3 bounties.
There's actually Yules on Storm after the so he realized that he has to get rid of that Death Prophet's ult.
This feels so bad though. It's one of those scenarios where like both of those items are nice, but neither one does a single thing to actually help Storm's offensive presence. He's just trying desperately to stay alive, but even if he gets off the silence, right? He's now a sitting duck in the event. Sand King, Tusk, Oracle with the Q pre-channel are waiting in the wings to just land another disable.
Like, it's an item that you have to get, but it's not the item that you want to get, right? That's the problem.
It's nice when it's a luxury, but when you feel forced into it, it just slows down your item progression. You can already see 2K behind the Death Prophet, Morphling approaching like 3,000, 4,000 ahead of any of his competition on the Radiant side.
I guess they're just gearing up for the late game. They believe in their strength to delay the game and just split push the living hell out of Empire, try to delay them and this death ball for as long as possible.
It is difficult for Empire to go high ground, so I think it's a safe assumption that you can focus on your scaling, because if you were to just try and 5-on-5 up the hill, he's got ultimate.
Scale if you die, though.
That is true. He's dead once, completely isolated. He will be dead again. The rest of his team just continuing to try and shove out bottom, shove out mid, make some space. Another kill for Kodos. Really just a dominating performance on this Death Prophet. So, like, you do not see DPs this high up in net worth. The only one
dominating.
Yeah, this is like a maybe performance. It's quite talented.
He's constantly dominating with that Prophet every time he plays it.
Well, Bottom Brew's in some trouble now too. He's gonna try and kite back. He's got his split. He's got TP, but if he pops his split here, maybe he's still dead.
He's just dead. Yeah, he's just gone.
King R will pay the price for his team's performance, but still a 3-for-1.
3-for-1, they do take down the tier 2 on the bottom lane, which opens up 2 side lanes for them. They still have a tier 1 on mid to even touch, though, which is strategically a big issue for them right now. For Gambit, that is. They did delay the push a little bit, though. Kodos 605, Morphling 404.
Dude, I really like the item build on Kodos too. I'm gonna steal that. I think the medallion casually, just so he has not just better farming speed with the damage talent, but just having armor in this kind of game against Brew Wraith King is quite nice. The blink, the Yules, and now he's gonna transition from those arcanes into an Octarine.
I mean, in this particular game, he can jump in with that link. Like there's an Oracle to save him. There's Tusk as well with blink now, and that medallion used to be the go-to pick for Death Prophet. When the last patch that she was played like 2-3 years ago, when she was played a lot, Solar Crest used to be the common pickup on her.
It's a good point as well about the necessity of her. You have save, so to protect your defensive supports, be extra offensive. You can play that step or two riskier because you know that you're trying to make yourself the target. You don't want to play too cowardly and then all of a sudden your Oracle's dead and you're exposed.
It does open up the possibility for Storm to jump on that Oracle, however, but that same Storm does not have Orchid, so it's not really easy for him to do exactly that.
Nice move. They're just going to smoke as 3 as the 2 cores look to catch Modern kind of camping out the middle. They know that there's Radiant heroes that went towards the hard camp, but they're going to just try and collect the tower. But a nice move to cut this wave and ensure that they'll maintain map control in this top section of the map. Aegis has faded. We've got a Manta coming out to the Morphling in just a few moments. Yep, recipe on Courier. He's going to go buy it. Yep. That is potentially the cue that we are ready for the base push. We shall see. It is a tough fight, though. You're playing into Coddle Brew. You got to be careful here, Gambit. You need to force Empire to overextend. It's very difficult to initiate, and you got to find a way to kill that Oracle. Ultimate popped. Morphling on the high ground, starting to beat away at the tower. Afro Ninja with the zip forwards and a zip out. He's now out of mana with no TP.
And that's it.
They know that there's no Storm for 10 seconds now, thus they can play far more aggressive on Empire. The heal spam coming out.
I love how they're spamming the heal as well on the Death Prophet. The ulti is running out, so I think they'll be satisfied with this one tower. But is Gambit going to let them go away? That's the question. As they pop the Panda ult, Storm is behind, trying to take care of the Oracle. He is going to fall here. Blinding
DP's going to be full health, though. And Wraith King has already gone down. Nice blink away as well. As that Oracle ult fades, Sand King going to get tossed up in the air. He's probably going to go down no stun for 3 seconds. Nice. Morphling's now going to zip forwards. He's going to have so much damage in this backline. To Hawk, remember, with no ultimate, he got the strength buff off just in time before that stun landed. Storm, though, going forward. Afro Ninja lands the grip. Will there be enough damage on the Morphling? No, he swaps into Tiny, and now Modern coming with the big Sand King ultimate on 2. Going to take out the Coddle. Meantime, Storm, he's being chased. Catches the snowball. Is there going to be a punch? No. Yules defensively as the silence then misses. Afro Ninja shall escape, but the tier 3 is down. Empire got what they came for. 2 dead. They just need to get out of here, catch those bounty runes that are spawning in just 2 seconds.
They did take down the tier 3, and they didn't lose way too much after the Death Prophet's ulti was used.
Whoa, Afro Ninja. Immersion, you get the stun. Morph is going to go down here for sure. 4 heroes surrounding him. However, they do sacrifice all 4 bounty runes for the 1 kill on the core.
It's still a great kill for them, though. Killing that Morphling, just eliminating him from the map a bit longer, allows them to move out. Yeah, giving away 4 bounty runes, though. 25-minute bounties isn't that awesome, though.
Indeed. I think next item on Morph DP will probably be a BKB. You can check out, handy little statistic on the side. Just really cool that we have this as a mechanism now, because I feel like bounty gold, if nothing else, demonstrates this is who controlled the map this game. This is who has had more ability to play aggressive on the enemy's jungle. And certainly it's been Empire so far.
It's usually the team that's... No. I mean, it's understandable. The team that's winning is having more map control, is taking these bounties usually.
But it's cool. Like, I feel like their importance on the game is much better understood. When you look at this, a 6K gold lead, right? But 4,000 of that is bounties.
Yep.
So really, this game has been, when you consider that currently Empire have how many towers extra? Is that 3? They have 3 more towers. So really, all of the gold advantage for Empire is in objectives. That's it.
Brewmaster actually finished that Vessel. Didn't go for Midas, didn't go for Blink. Finished the Vessel first.
I don't mind that.
I guess they, versus the Morphling, versus the Death Prophet, versus the Oracle, it does make a lot of sense. That Vessel does not work the same way it did versus Morph before, but it's still super good. Versus the Death Prophet, it's something that's very necessary. The only problem is how you use it versus Oracle. Like, you have to be careful about it. Oh, Immersion gets out.
Dude, that is a 26-minute Octarine core on your Death Prophet. That is absurd. He's nearly equal in net worth with his total free farming Morphling. That's very impressive. Are they going to force Brew Split here? Possibly. Nope, looks like he's just going to save it, tank the death, no problem.
He's saving it for sure. He didn't want to use it because he's afraid that next team fight is going to be crucial. If he doesn't have Split and Kodos has his ult, like he's putting his team in a very dangerous position. And
finally, 27 minutes in, we get that Orchid on Storm. Now remember though, Gambit, they do have the high ground. We could see there, even though they lost a couple of heroes, they did save their racks. The Empire team fight loses a lot of its power as that DP ult starts to wane. And if Gambit can just win that one critical fight, it'll buy Storm enough time to get that BKB online. You can already see level 19 rapidly approaching those level 20 talents, and especially that level 25 talent, man. Once you get that, it's so impossible to shove lanes because you just have a Storm zipping everywhere, not just giving vision, but killing everything in his path.
I remember it, I think, yeah, it was definitely Alliance with the old Kotal too, when they abused that Storm. Like, they were playing versus Megas and the enemy team couldn't finish.
Yeah, because it's recall spam.
Recall spam, yeah. They just couldn't do anything, and in the end, Alliance won. It's just one of those mechanics in the game that really anger you when you're playing against it.
Oh, Immersion's going to get the double stun, but the Coddle ult immediately on top. Will this be enough? No, Morphling's just going to zip away.
Storm, Oracle.
He found Oracle with the Orchid. That's the fresh reveal. Tusk's going to get the snowball off Split as well, but they just cannot fight into this Coddle. With all the ults down, it's just too much for Empire to battle into. There was a buyback on the Oracle, and all big team fight spells from Gambit were used with Roche alive.
Yeah, this is basically for Empire the go time to just go into the pit and take it, I believe. There's absolutely no reason not to. Panda ult used, Kotal ult used. That's all that's necessary for you to... Oh wow. Oh, Kotal dead, actually. 70 seconds, no buyback. Kodos with that ult pop, this is easy rush for them. I don't think Gambit is going to contest this even.
It's not possible. Push, yeah. This is well played, really, by both sides. In this, better by Empire, where they recognize, look, we need to bait a fight. We need to get these spells off because we aren't confident trying to take a big engagement with everything being used on us. So as soon as that Split and the Coddle ult are used, Gambit's out of gas. There's nothing they can do now to deal with the Empire
That's
lineup.
Exactly where a seasoned captain such as FNG comes into play, right? Like, he should be the one for Empire that tells them that they shouldn't be using these ultis the way they are. Like, against Empire, that is.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he should be telling Gambit that they shouldn't be using these ultis before that Roche fight, that they should at least go in, get these big kills with that, but... It's just tough out for them, yeah.
It's so difficult to kill Empire. Not again. Brew with no split. Afterlife once again going to be caught mid lane. He will go down. DP ult down for 40 more seconds, but look at the mid wave. It's already in the base. Somebody's got to go deal with that. Runes have spawned, however. Gambit will get both on the bottom side. King R takes both up top. Dream Darling, however, he takes over Immersion for the 4th time this game, and that's an easy kill.
He did get the bounty, though. Got the bounty.
True.
He got the rune, man. It's all about the runes. Anyway, they lose the Tiny, they lose the Panda. 2 heroes down again, and it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of 20 seconds that they take this DD and just
You see what he did, though? He just bought a bottle to ensure that he could have that rune. That is a really cool play. They want to ensure, because if you pop the DD and just go, it feels like a lot of unnecessary pressure. This allows them to just relax, push mid, and I don't know how you stop Gambit at this point. They're going to be way too powerful. The BKB will soon be finished on Morph. However, you do have the Arcane rune on Storm, along with all the team fight spells that we saw previously. Will this be a kill? It's the Orchid up, but no detection. And they know Storm's not there now.
Someone didn't read the patch, knows that he still has the invisibility.
Nice play by, look at this Morphling, just juking the Wraith King stun with the waveform so he can save his Manta. I'm going to be healed up a bit by the Oracle.
There's a
Storm's going to zip forwards. Zip out. All right.
He zipped out because he didn't see the Oracle initially because of that smoke play. They were smoked behind. It's so good, so effective versus the Storm.
This is going to be a dead Rax. The DD Morph just doing so much work. He catches the stun. Will that be enough? Oh, no.
Is that only Aegis, though?
They have no DP ult, though. It's fading fast. Catalog goes down right on top of the Morph. He's going to respawn. Will he be able to get the kills? The question. Immersion gets back into the Will-O-the-Wisp. Sankey with the huge ultimate coming through. It's going to hit on Tiny and almost nobody else. The Bruce Split is out as well. Empire trying to kite back. Storm in a bit of trouble. He's going to take the stun. Oracle already down, though, with no buyback. Kodos no ultimate, but he still has that blink forwards. Has a silence prepared as the Storm comes out. He got the Orchid off as well, but unfortunately, both heroes get silenced. And Storm, you're outnumbered, man, and that's a
in the
easy
back,
pick
Wraith
off.
King also died with only level 2 ult, so he doesn't have that for him. And Empire, they're going to go back in.
And the top Rax is exposed. It's a buyback. Oh, just in time. Sankin gets in before the creep goes down. And he's got stun available. Will hit it onto the Storm. Once again, Dream Darling takes over Immersion so that he has further stuns. He's going to kill that Tiny, no problem. But now, Morph, it looks like he might be in trouble, but not really. They don't have nearly enough damage to try and actually threaten this Morph. Madden may
Should fall.
Not escape. He will die.
That's a dieback, and they instantly smoke up. They are continuing this pursuit. Dream is trying to get out. He has a BKB, so he shouldn't really fall here. Immersion. And they smoked up because Sand King is dead. They know that he has no buyback, so they're trying to make something happen. The Storm is there still with half of his mana. Oh, you're going on a shrine. Yeah, he just says hi and gets the hell out.
And this is tough for Gambit. Oh, no. Immersion, not like this. A little bit of a cheeky play. Do they have detection? He's got no blink. Doesn't matter, he'll be fine. And yeah, you were right.
I expected Storm to go on Oracle. Instead, he zipped out. He ran away, and Kingar is the one that's pursuing this F1 Ninja.
He's in trouble, too.
As he has very little mana to work with.
Hoping he's got TP up. It does look like he'll be running over to buy one just now. And 60 seconds. They place a ward as well. Gotta be very careful, Mr. Afo Ninja. And they know Storm has no mana, so Empire, they might look to just fight here. Nice Manta to juke that stun once again. Dream Darling gonna walk forwards. Oh, there's a lot of Qs there by the Storm, but he's gonna get the silence. Oracle will die, however. Do they have detection? They do not have detection, so Afo Ninja, oh, he will die. They had the gem.
100 seconds, no Storm Spirit.
And they're gonna chase forwards. Immersion, he's gonna go down as well. Kodos continuing. Mid-wave will be inside the base soon.
Look at Kodos, he's just chasing for more. He did catch more. That's a Panda also. He has split, but so what? You're silenced. You're gone. You do have a buyback. That's GG.
That's it?
Yeah.
What a strange way for these games to be finishing today. Like Gambit, they repelled the invaders from their base, but obviously you could still they still felt pressured, and it did seem like just a matter of time before Empire would tighten the noose and close out the game. What a performance though from Kodos.
Kodos.
My man.
The cheater. That's how they call him. But overall, man, I don't know what cheats you need to play that well, that effectively. You can't cheat positioning. You just can't do that. The itemization, there's no way to cheat that. Like you just have a lot of experience and skill.
Yeah, I think DP as well is one of the more high skill cap mid heroes in the current patch, where you have to think about so much your itemization. When are you using your ultimate? Are you saving silence? Are you saving your yulls? Like there's so many spells, so many cooldowns, and your positioning is so important. Like he had a weaker laning phase, but just recovered incredibly. I felt like all of his rotations were great. Once again, the draft that had more objective pressure had a much easier time winning the game just because of that natural.
Having this Wraith King basically go for Radiance reminds me a lot of Nyx doing the same thing, right? You just have this hero that's a dead hero for the first 15 to 20 minutes. He's just farming that Radiance. He's completely irrelevant, and people in the last few months have learned how to play against Nyx because he was in every single game. And every single pro is going to tell you the same thing. Pressure his side of the map as much as possible. Take all of the objectives before he gets Radiance. Don't let him, like, force him to fight you before that. And that's what they did. They forced every single objective with the Dead Prophet ulti, and by the time he had Relic, he had Radiance. Yeah, they took a couple of good fights, but it wasn't enough. Morphling went out of control. And another thing, Storm Spirit's itemization. Tell me your thoughts. Like, I know we were thinking the same.
It just too little too late, right? It's like so much build up. By the time you got an Orchid, it's effectively useless. You're not going to be able to find kills very likely, and you make one mistake and now the game's just over. You're so far from a BKB. Good performance from Empire, however. They are up 1-0 in the series to determine the winner of Group B. We'll be back with Game 2 in just a quick moments after this break.